Hi guys, my name is Brett Manning. I'm the trustee of the new Aussie Constitution Trust. We've developed a new draft Australian Constitution. If you want to find out what that's all about, have a look at video 1 in this series. Today we're going to talk specifically about the role of the head of state. Currently Australia is a monarchy, and Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth is the head of state. Her representative in Australia is the Governor-General. The new Aussie Constitution proposes that the Governor-General would be the head of state. But in this case, and most importantly, the Governor-General would be an Australian citizen elected by the people. Now we could change the role description from the name Governor-General, but there doesn't appear to be much to be gained from doing that. We could change it, for instance, to President. Internationally, that might suggest that the President had executive power in running the country, which wouldn't be the case proposed under the new Aussie Constitution. So it seems appropriate to leave the position titled as the Governor-General. Now, I've already had questions as to whether we need a separate role of Governor-General as head of state and Prime Minister as head of government. In this case, the Prime Minister is political, has been elected as the leader of a party, and it seems more appropriate to have somebody above that position looking after the interests of the operations of government. So, how would the Governor-General be chosen under the new Aussie Constitution? Effectively, there would be nominations from the government. So the government would nominate up to 15 people, and those nominations would be vetted by the Australian Electoral Commission to ensure that they are qualified to hold the office and that they are prepared to take on the role. Then in a dual sitting of Parliament with the members of House of Representatives and the Senate, each having a vote, they would select the 5 most popular from the list provided by the government, and that would be 5 nominations from the Parliament. At the same time, the Australian Electoral Commission would take nominations from the general public electronically, and of those nominees that received more than 5,000 nominations, the AEC would then, starting at the top of the list, the most popular, they would determine if those people qualify and if they're willing to serve, and they keep working down the list from the most popular until they have 5 candidates. So that going into the election, we would have 5 candidates nominated by the Parliament and 5 candidates nominated by the people. And this list of 10 would be up for election. Now, under the new Aussie Constitution, elections are held every 4 years on a set schedule, and when you go to vote for members of Parliament, you would also vote for the Governor-General. In the case of the Governor-General, you would simply select the candidate that you preferred, and then the candidate with the highest result would become the Governor-General elect. Under the new Aussie Constitution draft, the duties of the Governor-General would be fairly similar to the current role. They carry the ceremonial role as head of state. They would be responsible for appointing governments and ministers, and also resigning governments and ministers as required under the law. also have some other roles under the new Aussie Constitution, such as breaking deadlocks on laws in Parliament, passing Parliament, forming an emergency government when the Parliament's unable to form a government. The Governor-General will play a role in the process of removing a Member of Parliament in extreme circumstances, also in the role of removing a judge in extreme circumstances. There is a process in extreme circumstances that allows the Parliament and the Judiciary to work together to remove a Governor-General who is not acting in accordance with the Constitution. Temporary absences of the Governor-General would be covered on a rotational basis by the state governors. If the Governor-General leaves office for any reason, the candidate that got the next highest number of votes at the preceding election would be sworn in, and they would be the Governor-General for the balance of the term then current. So that covers off the Governor-General as head of state. This is a critical role as the senior position in the government, and one of their primary duties would be protection of the Constitution and the processes in the Constitution. Now, that doesn't mean running around with a sword and a shield, but it does mean making sure that the laws are followed. And for that reason, the Governor-General would also be the Commander-in-Chief of the Australian military forces. Although the day-to-day direction of the Australian military forces would fall normally to the Prime Minister as head of government. So having an Australian head of state that's been elected by the people is a critical aspect of an Australian constitution going forward. If you have any questions or comments about today's video, please put them in the comments below. If you're interested in finding out more about the new Aussie Constitution draft, then please download it from the website www.newaussieconstitution.com.au. If you like this video, please hit the like and the share button and the notification bell, and you'll be able to see others in this series as we go through the new Aussie Constitution draft and explain some of the details. Thanks, guys.